Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this session that TiE Bangalore is pleased to be hosting with the State Rural Livelihoods Mission, Sanjeevini, and delighted to have Ms. Manjushri, who is the Mission Director for the State Rural Livelihoods Mission, the State Livelihoods Mission itself, which includes the Urban Mission as well. And delighted to have you here with us, ma'am. It's been a pleasure working with the department and with the mission. And the objective of today's session is to do two things. One is, to have you share broadly about the various initiatives of the mission in the state, and to specifically then we can chat about what is it that we are looking for when we have launched the Startup Challenge. And what is in its store for the startups? We have a variety of startups here with us. We'll do it as an interactive session, and I'll also share a bit about why this is of immense interest to all of us at TiE Bangalore, and how this challenge and the startups that we select through this challenge will be supported by TiE. So that's on the agenda for the next 50 minutes or so. So, ma'am, without further ado, it will be wonderful to have you talk a bit about the various initiatives of SRLM and in the state, and what are the innovative things that you. I know there's been a lot of action at your end over the last or so.
Yes. Thank you, Madanare, and thank you, TiE Bangalore, for organizing this webinar or a Zoom call where we will be able to interact with a few startups and hopefully enlist their interest with the state livelihood mission. The National Livelihood Mission Karnataka has both rural and urban missions, and we have about 30 lakh families who are registered with us in both rural and urban livelihood missions. And these numbers are only slated to grow. We are looking at a number of about 45 lakh families by the end of this financial year, which is March 2023. So we are looking at a very big number, about 45 lakh families, where we have to give livelihood interventions to them so that they come out of the poverty line. Having said that, it is not only a livelihood promoting organization. We also work in social development and social inclusion aspects of development from the livelihood mission. In our livelihood mission, we broadly have 5 thematic areas. One is the institution building and capacity building, where we bring the rural families and the urban poor families into the SHG network. We form SHGs and we federate them at the Gram Panchayat level, at the ward level, and at the Taluka level. The Taluka level federation is the highest level of federation that we are working with as of now. And each Gram Panchayat level federation has about 50 to 100 SHGs. And each SHG has about 13 members. As of now, this is the numbers that we are working with. And when we say capacity building, we talk about capacity building of the SHG women in the institution development of the SHG and the federation. And also, we look at skill development training, not only in the non-farm and the off-farm sector. We are also looking at skill training and hand-holding in the agriculture, the horticulture space, sericulture. We are celebrating years of millets this year. So we are looking at, food processing and value chain development. That is also a thematic area which we work in. Apart from institution development and capacity building, the other thematic area, the major thematic area, is social inclusion and social development thematic area. And in this thematic area, we work in the gender space, where we make aware of the women SHG members and the society at large about the various gender-based violences or the gender-based differences that we see in the society today, and we also try to enable them to understand what are the various provisions that are available with the law to redress these problems or the issues that a household or a woman may be facing in the gender space. And we also, when we talk about gender, we are also into awareness of gender. We talk about menstrual hygiene management. We talk about nutrition among women. We talk about out of school children. We talk about importance of education among the girl child. We talk about nutrition among adolescent girls, prenatal, antenatal care, and the importance of having institutional deliveries. So these are the kind of gender related work that we do. I have only given you a very exhaustive list of the work that we do, and we do much more and beyond. And we also work in the food, nutrition, health, and wash space, where we promote usage of toilets and usage of efficient utilization of water, whether it is drinking water or the tap water that is being provided to the households now. The importance of cleaning the water cisterns that the government would have set up, which is not looked at by anyone. Probably the first day it gets inaugurated, it gets painted, and nobody goes back and checks it. But every household in that lane would be drinking water out of that piped water system. We look at keeping them clean. We talk about not wasting the water, and we also are into social inclusion. When I say social inclusion, we form special groups. We form special groups for transgenders. We form special groups for persons with disability. We form special groups for women who were victim of human trafficking. So these are the special groups that we form. And after we form these groups, what is it that we do comes in the next few thematic areas that I'm going to talk about. The other thematic area is the financial inclusion. When we speak about the financial inclusion, it is not only about opening individual bank accounts for the SAG members or the group as a whole to get grants and funds from the government, but also about the importance of saving, the financial literacy, the various tools which are available, the loan tools which are available with the various banks, the mudra loans, the credit linkages, and the interest subvention that the government provides. These are the kind of work that we do in financial inclusion. And we also have these business correspondent Sakis and the DigiPay Sakis in the rural areas, which is going to be introduced shortly in the urban areas as well. When I say BC Sakis, these are IIBF certified BC Sakis who have been trained for about a week and certified by the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. So they can be aligned with the bank. They can be engaged with the banks as the business correspondents, the BC model that we see with the commercial banks. And we also have DigiPay Sakis. The DigiPay Sakis have been trained by the CSC. They have been given a handheld device where they have been transacting digitally by Aadhaar-enabled payments, and they have been able to take these two Sakis, the BC Sakis and the DigiPay Sakis, they have been able to take the banking services to the doorstep of the rural India to the SAG women. And apart from this, the other two major areas that we work is in the livelihood space, which is the farm livelihood and the non-farm livelihood. When I say farm livelihood, I can proudly say that probably NRLM SAGs are the future of extension services in rural India, because extension services, as we see, is dying. Whatever practices that we see in the lab is not being implemented in the field. That is probably because of the lack of extension services that we see in India today, rural India today. We have Krishi Sakis and the Pashu Sakis. These are the women who have been chosen by the Gram Panchayat level federations out of their own women. who have themselves practiced agroecological practices, or whoever is into organic farming, or probably working in soil conservation themselves. So these women have been chosen as natural leaders, and they are being trained in various modules. And tomorrow they'll become the community trainers or the agricultural extension services, delivery services in the rural areas. And we also have Pashu Saki to work in the animal husbandry sector, similar to what I explained about Pashu Saki, sorry, Ekrishi Saki. And in the value chain development, there's a lot of scope to do value chain development and creating market linkages. Value chain development can be in the agriculture sector, it can be in the animal husbandry sector, millet sector. We already have a lot of women who have been trained and who have taken technology transfer in the with the CFTRI, and who are into processing food. And what we do is that we form producer groups from these women. Maybe about 80 to 100 women come together and they form a producer groups, and with a similar product that they have. And we also have a provision that tomorrow they may become a producer company, and start working with the market directly, instead of depending on any one of us who are sitting here in Bangalore or in the district headquarters. So value chain development, we are looking at producer groups, and we give them an initial capital of about 1.5 lakh rupees. And the SHGs, which are doing good work, we give them community investment fund, which is also again 1.5 lakh rupees. And producer companies can be supported with about 50 lakh rupees each. And the credit linkage can go up to 20 lakhs for the SAGs without any collateral as per the RBI guidelines. So this is the kind of scales that we are looking at. And in the non-farm sector, there are a lot of activities that we do. There are many women who are already micro entrepreneurs who are into a lot of work, not only in the traditional sector that we usually associate with the self-help groups like the papad or the pickle or the laddus or the millet powders or the health mix that we see. But today we also see women who are into textile, who are into weaving of saris, either with a handloom or a power loom. We also see women who are making beautiful home decor items. We also see women who are doing beautiful Mysore inlay work or Chenpatna toys, or any of the beautiful decorative items that we see in the on the Amazon and Flipkart today. Basically with the home decor and jewelry, the terracotta items. The list goes on and on with the kind of variety of products that we see among the SHG's women. And what we do for their development is that we provide them with skill development training. Skill development training, basically we give with, if it is a small enterprise or an enterprise which is not very ambitious, the RCTs in the districts, they are the ones who are giving training to them. And if it is a higher scale, higher order enterprise which requires a specialized training, we have tied up with Karnataka Skill Development Corporation, where we give specialized training to them through very good agencies. And another great work that we are doing is that we are managing solid waste management end to end in about 3,000 gram panchayats today. Out of 5,000 plus gram panchayats, 3,000 plus gram panchayats have signed MOUs with our gram panchayat level federations, and we have been able to manage solid waste end to end. And 700 of those villages, the women are driving the vehicles which goes for door-to-door collection. And in non-farm sector, we have specialized programs like the incubator program. IIMB has been selected as an incubator for us for the SRLM Karnataka, and we are shortly going to sign an MOU with them. We have a startup village entrepreneurship program where through a technical support agency, the total project cost is about 5 crores. We develop about 2 to 3,000 enterprises, new enterprise, upscaling old enterprises and setting up new enterprises on in a scientific manner by doing a house-to-house survey, and I try to understand the need of the block and then set up establishments or set up enterprises. We also have this program called the One Stop Facilitation Center, which we are implementing in the three districts of Karnataka: Tumkur, Gadag, and Uttar Kannada. This is again a smaller version of the incubator, and it is functional in each of the blocks, and they work as incubators basically to help the enterprise to develop and grow. And we provide marketing support to the products that are being manufactured by our SAG women through trade fairs. We do trade fairs at the district level, at the state level, at the block level. We do monthly markets at the block level. We are on Amazon and Flipkart. We have tied up with a startup called Culture Street, where our products are there on that platform. We are also working. In fact, we are also working with Madan with One Bridge to onboard a few of our products in the mobile app, which they have for localized markets. So this is broadly the kind of work that we do. And since it's very broad based, you will know that we also have a lot of challenges. Should I talk about the challenges now, Madan? What do you suggest?
Yeah. No, this is the scale and the scope of what you do is breathtaking here,
Yes.
ma'am. I think that will be a good segue. That if you can also stare at the scale that you're operating in,
Yes. Yes.
that you see,
Yes.
and also what is the vision for the future? Where do you see this? Where are the key thrust areas for the SLM in the state?
The problem areas, we have problem areas in each thematic areas. I mean, because because of the volume of work that we do and the volume of people that we have in the network. So even monitoring and management of the information system is the challenge.
Yeah.
We have challenge in terms of creating capacity building. We have challenge of reach. We have challenge of marketing. We have challenge in terms of design intervention. Most of the products that our women are making are very traditional, which they have learned from their forefathers. But today's market, what is it that today's market, what is it that will go on an e-commerce platform? What is it that people would buy from Amazon or Flipkart and not buy from RSAGs, that kind of design intervention, that kind of standardization of production that needs to be done, both in the farm and the non-farm products. So these are broadly the kind of challenges, technological and knowledge challenges, and the challenges in terms of expertise, in terms of bringing in market knowledge. These are the major challenges that we have.
Sure. No, I think that gives a fantastic overview. As we go along, we have a few questions from our participants here as well. But before that, before I get into the questions, let me just lay down the idea that we came out with together a few months ago. As most of you may be aware, TIE is a non-profit which is run for the entrepreneurs, by the entrepreneurs, of the entrepreneurs. It is an entrepreneurial network to help advance and accelerate the growth of our entrepreneurs. TIE Bangalore is one of the oldest chapters in India. Started out in '99, but TIE itself was established in 1992 in Silicon Valley. We have about 61 chapters globally across 14 countries, and over 15,000 entrepreneurs, 3,000 odd charter members who are all successful entrepreneurs who want to give back to the community of entrepreneurs are a part of TIE. TIE Bangalore itself is a very vibrant community with over about 1,000 plus members across various categories, and with our reach of almost up to 25 to 30,000 odd entrepreneurs that we reach through various social media, email campaigns, etc., etc. Uh, the objective that we're pushing at TIE is to start looking at the intersection of the impact that enterprises can make in the social space, right? So, well, TIE itself has several special interest groups. We have a very vibrant IoT forum, which is now rechristened as IoT Matrix. And we recently organized a massive conference called the Matrix Forum. We also have, and my colleague and secretary of TIE Bangalore is here, Geeta Ramurthy is the chair of the TIE Women's Entrepreneurs Program. She will share a few words later. And, TIE Women Entrepreneurship and TIE Women Entrepreneurs is a very vibrant special interest group, which works to accelerate the growth journeys of women enterprises and women-owned startups. Similarly, we have we have special interest groups in healthcare and education, in fintech, now space tech coming up, so on and so forth. And it's a community of all of us who come together, each one bringing their own voluntary time, effort to make it a little more easier for entrepreneurs to succeed. And that's the whole objective of TIE. A few months ago, when we were talking to Manjushri ma'am and the entire very dynamic team that she has at the State Livelihoods Mission, we identified two areas. One is the various challenges that she talked about. How can startups be leveraged to help solve those challenges, right? And therefore, we conceptualized the startup challenge. We said, what if we created a challenge for startups to put their hand up and say, hey, I have a solution that I either have it directly or I can morph for the challenges that ma'am was talking about. And the challenges could be in any of the areas. You heard her talk about challenges in design, in marketing, in branding, in supply chain, in data and data management, in training of these women enterprises and entrepreneurs, maybe in, and you could cut across thematic areas like agriculture, food processing, off-farm livelihood generation, digital commerce, and of course, financial inclusion. So the spectrum is fairly large. And, all of us were excited when we said that what if we unleash the power of startups that TIE has access to help scale up women enterprises in partnerships with the State Livelihoods Mission. That's one part. The second very interesting challenge that we've taken up on ourselves is that if we really have to understand the power of mentoring and technology to help existing women-owned enterprises scale. So we've recently signed an MOU to take on 100 women enterprises from across the state, and TIE's mentors, technology experts, market access folks, all of us will work together to figure out how we can accelerate the growth of these 100 women enterprises. Can we double or triple their revenues in the next 18 months? And we will learn what does it take to accelerate the journeys of these women entrepreneurs, and probably we can build scale. The scale that SRLM has is staggering. SLM, as you were mentioning, ma'am, 45 lakh households across the state. And by the way, this is just not restricted only to Karnataka. Karnataka is a part of the Ministry of Rural Development's livelihoods mission. I think there are about 8 crore households, or 8 or 9 crore households that the livelihoods mission has across the country, right? So whatever is tried and tested out in Karnataka can become a great test case for any other state livelihood mission to kind of pick up and implement it for that state. And that's the thing on offer. So I see this as a longer term partnership with the state livelihoods mission, that TIE can bring its strength of startups, mentors, and access to markets and possibly capital to really help create a much stronger culture of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial mindsets in our women enterprises across the state, and to help accelerate their journeys by bringing in these assets that TIE and its network has to serve the needs of the community here, right? So that's broadly the the context, this is super exciting for all of us because it presents us an opportunity to work with the market. And I'm speaking as an entrepreneur here, that most entrepreneurs sometimes ignore or tend to, not even have it in our radar. 8 out of 10 startups I meet are building solutions for the urban, well-heeled consumers, which is a great market. But let's just remember that we are probably catering only to 20 or 25% of the potential consumers and markets that exist. And a partnership with somebody like a state livelihood missions opens up a massive new market for all of us as entrepreneurs. And especially given the dynamic approach, one of the things that when I started out as an entrepreneur 20 years ago, my legs were literally shaking when I walked up into a IS officer's room as an entrepreneur, thinking, how will I work with the government? Will they even give bow to me? Will I get the respect that I think I should get? Will I get paid, etc., etc.? And I must say that over the last 20 years, and especially the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a sea change of an approach. There are hungry, deeply driven officers who truly want to make a difference and who really want to work with startups, embrace the startup culture, go lean, mean, and try and achieve a lot in agile ways that we startups are used to working with. So I think this is kind of will be a great, marriage of sorts that we can bring the scale and the scope that the government offers, the agility, the innovation, and the technology that startups can bring. And if we can create that bridge and make sure that both of us learn from each other while impacting the community at large, I think is a great win-win for all of us. And that's what is offer. So with that, let me just talk about the startup challenge. I'm glad to share that I think we've got over 120 odd applications so far from various startups, and we've kept the deadline open till 15th of June. We want as many startups to participate as possible. We'll do a few things. Of course, we will go through a process where we will screen, where there'll be a jury, where the startups who are selected for the pitch will make a pitch to a jury that TiE Bangalore and SLM will set up together. And we will select 10, maybe more, depending on the quality of solutions. And the top 3 startups will have a prize money of 5 lakhs being given by the SLM. The top 10 startups will be given a 1-year free membership by TiE Bangalore for an annual membership of TiE. And the top 10 startups will be mentored extensively by a variety of mentors from the TiE network to kind of craft the solutions in such a way that it's scalable, affordable, etc. And these 10 startups will also work very closely with the state livelihoods mission in trying to figure out how to make these solutions work on the ground. So be it pilots, test beds, building out MVPs, getting feedback from the ground. The entire machinery will be available to the startups. And this can be a phenomenal way to scale. So imagine you're a startup that is doing either a better market access program, or has an innovative training program for our entrepreneurs, or has a product that can help them to get better yields of their farms. She also talked about the Pashu Sakhi and Krishi Sakhi programs. Can we really enable our entrepreneurs to work better, by taking in a variety of information and awareness campaigns, etc., etc. So all of you out here, please spread the word around. Please apply. I think this is a phenomenal opportunity for us to work together and to see what comes out, of this at the end of the phase. The details are all available. We'll put it up on the chat box on where to apply and how to apply. But I think we'll take a pause here. Ma'am, is there anything else that you wish to add?
No, Madan, I think you have summarized it well.
Excellent. And just to add to that, this engagement model, while it is being built, The state livelihoods mission has taken the first lead. I think there was a startup conclave that was organized almost about 3 months ago.
It was in February. It was a startup conclave which we organized in association with Ministry for Rural Development, and about 20 odd startups we had invited.
Yeah.
And that has led to a few non-financial MOUs which we are signing at the SRLM level, but they are also participating in this startup challenge. What this startup challenge would also lead to is that a national level startup challenge also is likely to come up. But central government or the government of India is watching us keenly. We had in fact promised them that by May end or first week of June, we'll have the list of winners with us, and we'll start working with them. But nevertheless, maybe in another 1 month's time, probably we should have a list of startups with whom we'll work. And MORD, of course, will be a very interested party, and they'll also work closely with all the startups that we choose out of this startup challenge. And it also opens up the doors to work with other state rural livelihood missions also. Because in the startup challenge, we had called the South Indian state rural livelihood missions to be here with us. But of course, once an initiative is done by one SRLM, there's always an urge to replicate it pan India. So it'll open up, avenues to work with what you said, 8 crore families.
Yeah. Terrific. So with that, happy to take any questions, thoughts, ideas from. You have your hand up. Would be great if you can unmute and possible turn off your video and share your question.
Hi, thank you for unmuting me. I'm Sonia Kriplani. A little bit about us. I had SAME, South Asian Middle East Council, Design, Intervention, and Development. 22 years ago, when we started that in India, we had no names like Tarun Telyani, Rohit Bal, all the big here. Today, 22 years later, they still remain our clients, still remain people who we mentor and take through their digital journey. Now we're converting to their digital journeys. We learned a great deal while we were capacity building them, putting them online, saw the challenges and understood. And now we're in about 10 countries. So we work with Indonesian rural livelihoods and stuff. While we were capacity building in Karnataka, there was a lot of research we needed to do. So besides, for example, we're in Melakute, we're in Ramanagara, we're studying in the Chanapatta toys and how to revive it. And we're seeing a lot of challenges that we can address and kind of develop. So besides the challenge, how can we kind of discuss points with you and learn from your research and then find a solution, whether we do it through a startup challenge or directly on our own? How can we work and how can we engage with the rural livelihood development mission of yours? That would be my question. And Madanji, I would love you to put out the link so that I would love to have our startups apply for that. So we bring in customer acquisition, engagement, retention, and capacity building in terms of design skills. I head about 7 of the fashion weeks of the world, and I sit on the boards for another part. I'd be really happy to work with you and engage with you on every level. Right now, because of same is a not-for-profit, so we engage in a very different way. I'd love to be able to capacity build and the kind of talent I've seen in Karnataka, and I'm working in the smallest regions. We'd love to be able to engage with you on every level.
Wonderful. Terrific.
Hello.
Yeah, so Surya, I think, ma'am, you want to quickly respond, I think.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Ms. Sonia, for, evincing interest in this initiative that we are doing, or the program that we are implementing. I see 2 ways where we can, engage and move forward. One would be the engagement where we can sign a non-financial MOU where, what we have done with other agencies, a few NGOs and a few startups is that They are bringing in the funds through CSR, and we are providing the SAGs women and the products we are identifying, and they are helping us capacity build. That is one way where we can, move forward. The other way is that we are shortly going to call an expression of interest for uh, empaneling a few technical support agencies for cluster developments. We are going to develop about 10 clusters across Karnataka, including a few textile clusters. So you can become a technical support agency with us, and that is how we can work together. So these are the one would be the non-financial one, and one would be the financial one with the cluster development. These are the two ways I see we can move forward.
Thank you very much for your feedback. And I'd love to be able to connect with you. Is there an email that I could be connected with?
Sure. I'll just share my email ID in the chat box.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And that's fantastic, Sonia. Also, if you can, as you said, any startups that you work with, you can ask them to apply as well. But I think all the things you mentioned were music to my ears. There's so much to be done in this space. We would love to see a fashion show hosted by various professionals across the world by products made from our women entrepreneurs here. I think that kind of a visibility is what is required.
Yeah, we pretty much do that across. We've done that with BB Russell and Rajasthan. We've done that with Sri Lanka and Sri Lankan talent. And I think that's forward. I think that's the way forward. So it's very, very doable. As well, independently on their own, being able to scale on e-commerce platforms.
Yeah.
So I think it has to be both technology as well as, like you rightly put it, technology as well as creativity put together.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see Channapatna toys on an NFT of its own.
Yeah, you just said it. I think that's what is required. Excellent. Thank you. I think we've just shared the email ID on chat as well as the registration link for the contest. Parthasarthi, please do come in and share your thoughts, questions.
Yeah, thanks and good evening. I'm Parthasarthi from an organization called Skill Green. So we are a startup that is working on skill development and rural entrepreneurship acceleration services. And we also work extensively with farmer producer organizations. So I also have with the NRLM program in Maharashtra. And from that experience, I just had a bit of a question in terms of when we are introducing some of these innovations and working with the state livelihood mission. The success of these innovations depends to a large extent on the availability of professionals at the ground level. So to what extent in terms of the implementation structure, so the availability of professionals at the to be able to execute some of these innovations is one thing I just want to know.
We do have a dedicated district mission monitoring unit and the Taluka mission monitoring unit. And we have an army of community resource persons, along with we do empanel state resource persons and block resource persons at the district level who are all I can say that our DM, the district mission monitoring unit and the Taluka mission monitoring unit and the state resource persons and the block resource persons are all technical experts who have a degree in agriculture and who have had experience of working with the farmers. And we also have the army of community resource persons who are not probably the certified agricultural graduates, but they know more about soil than anyone else who can claim that they are experts. So we have an army to implement the projects or the ideas that we think of.
Thank you so much.
May I make a suggestion if you could reach out to Wingreens? Because I remember the director, the founder of Wingreens, was looking at northeastern states in Karnataka for food development at grassroots level. I do have her number somewhere, but I would highly recommend Madanji. She's a part of the Thai ecosystem internationally. So if you could reach out to her, she would be probably the best in guiding how to do it. She's done it on her own from from northwestern states. So she'd have experience, and she has a huge amount of Sequoia capital that she can deploy. So and she was looking for zones like this. So if someone could reach out to Madam, it would be great.
What can you please just repeat the name again, Sonia?
She was just the founder of Wingreens. She's a Punjabi lady. I can't remember the name of
Wingreens, is it?
Wingreens. Wingreens, big giant company that's Sequoia.
Wingreens. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was, I can find the name for her, but yeah. And the other person I would highly recommend is Asha Jadeja. Jadeja Foundation does a lot of investment in, Asha was personally talking about Gujarat crafts, and I've been working with her, but I think in a big way, she'd be interested in Karnataka and Maharashtra crafts.
Excellent. Well, I'll definitely connect up with you, Sonia, and pick up some of these conversations. Excellent. Puneet?
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, first of all, thanks for the opportunity. And let me introduce quickly. I represent Nature's Worth Foods Private Limited. And in fact, I was part of the Confluence program held at Otera. In fact, I met Manjushree ma'am and I inspired with ma'am's speech. Coming to the activity, what we are doing, we have MOU with the NGO called Future Greens located in Bagalkot. We closely work with the self-help women groups and farmer interest groups, as well as FPCs. So this NGO is formed around 26 farmer producing companies across the Karnataka. This is into agri-space as well as animal and husbandry. What we are doing currently, we are active on this agri space. Like we only believe value selling. What we are doing, these SHG groups, they do a lot of value additions in pickles, chutney podi, and so many other craft, so many things. The challenge is design. How we offer to the market, that matters a lot. Consumer is very choosy. So we have a design specialist who will give the branding, and right packing specifications. Like we are also trying to minimize the plastic usage in every stage. So branding, designing, even compliance. Many of these SHGs, we are linked with the local food processing units. For example, in the Bagalkot, there's a company called NutriPlus Foods Private Limited. They have all the machineries, equipments, but standardizing the process and meeting the compliance, and also definitely we can expect better price from the consumer. These are the challenges we have understood from the SHG groups. So currently this NGO is working with closely around 3,000 women entrepreneurs in Northern Karnataka, majorly Bagalkot, Belgaum and Bijapur. We have done small level of contribution. Also, as I said, we are also startup. We are also facing a lot of challenge in terms of marketing. Marketing requires huge funding. We cannot compete with the big players. So yes, I'm have even government, and good thing we have registered few of the brands in the farmer's own name, in the SHG's name. That brand owners is farmers only. That is not belong to me, or that is not belong to anyone. Even government is also coming up with the common brand name for these value-added products. That is so. We would like to work closely with these initiatives. We would like to bring, because my mom is also part of self-help women groups, and I know when during my childhood days she struggled to arrange 100 rupees. So each one of our contribution to these needy, needed groups, and definitely we can make a big impact. So I have the confidence, and definitely I would like to learn from each one of you. This is what we are doing, and I'm keen to explore more and more. Thank you, sir. And in fact, one more thing, we have taken a community medicine MD specialist in our board. Also, we give training to SHG groups like emergency life care support in case of first aid, small things. So when we go and interact with these groups, so maybe on small training session about safety, like in case of snake bite or cardiac, what should be the basic steps they should follow. Small initiatives, and also designing also. We are not charging anything for these groups. Whatever the product we develop, we handhold them. We'll give the marketplace also. There we are really struggling, frankly telling. But whatever the profit comes, we'll keep small margin, because we are a private limited organization, to sustain our expenses and all other things. So we are planning to make a big impact to this society. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Puneet, and I hope that you are applying for the Startup Challenge.
It's lovely to see the passion and the drive with which you are wanting to make a difference. Look forward to having you as a part of the overall applicants. We have Sarita.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarita.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone. I'm quite new to the entrepreneurial world, so forgive me if I make any mistakes. But I've recently joined a company called Paramount Exhibitors. So people who are struggling with marketing and branding, we are the guys who can, collaborate with you in improving your visibility in the market. But we are also looking for people who can work with us, because we want to. In Karnataka, this is the first time we are starting up. We have large-scale experience around the country, so we've organized 128 exhibitions around the country. We have international tie-ups as well. Because we are also restarting freshly after COVID, we are having some challenge in heating up the whole environment about the face-to-face meetings and things like that. So in that connection, I'm looking for a lot of help and support from groups like TIE and SLM and other organizations. So we actually cut through almost literally every section of the society's products. So we have exhibitions in the areas of food, beverages, textiles, garments, and also the tech space like IT, electrical, machine tools, and everything that you can think of. So for people who are interested, there are 6 shows coming in Bangalore, in Whitefield area, starting from July and going all the way through August. So this is the first cycle, and parallel at the same time around the country also we have shows happening. So in Gurgaon, Noida, and many other places, we just had to cancel some of our shows in Mumbai because of COVID. But apart from that, so what I'm here for is to do an exchange kind of a thing. We want to give the marketing benefit to people who are doing startups and small scale industries who are struggling with things like how do you promote your product. We'll be here to support you in every way. We can make it free for you if you really if we feel that the product is worthy, it is struggling, it has good value, and it is struggling because of lack of funds or something, then we'll be here to support. We'll also look for people who can join us, give us more networks and connections where we can make the exhibition a better success and better hit. So that's what I have to say. Any questions or any discussions forward, I'll be happy.
Thank you, Sarita. And our request is that the fairs or the exhibitions that you're planning July onwards, we request you if our SAGs also can be invited to participate in that. And I'm sure through cross-learning itself, they'll be able to improve their product so much in terms of packaging and branding. So I request you to kindly invite our SAGs, and we are willing to cover the costs that the SAGs may have to bear for these fairs, to participate in these fairs.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. Actually, for me personally, giving back to the society is the biggest motive to join this company, because I have worked with corporates for 15 years and I've gracefully retired. But now it's like I feel it's the time to pay back all that I've stolen from the society. So I will write you on your email, and I'll also talk to. I've just got connected to Madan sir on LinkedIn, so I'll take it forward from there. And you guys are most respected guests on our show, so I'll be pleased to have a long-term association with you as well. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sarita. That's so much of power and goodness that's around, that if we all work together, then we can make a massive difference. Anjana?
Hello, Madan. Hello, ma'am. Myself, Anjana. I'm the founder of Toysel Enterprises Private Limited. As it is says, Toysel, it's basically of toys and celebrations. And all these toys, we basically get those toys from Chenpatna and Koppal also. Everyone knows Chenpatna and it is very famous. But Kinnan toys from Koppal also, it is famous. But so many people don't know that. and we are the basically the marketing place for these types of toys and customized toys. We manufacture customized toys for this differently able kids. That's we have already have a one organization that is Cura, and we have on the process we are doing that customized toys also for those kind of kids. So and all these toys what we get from Chanpatna, we will be the marketing place for them, and even for the couple toys also. And other thing is customized, we get these customized gifts all from all the what to say, housewives who don't know how to market those creativeness what they have, and we want to be a marketing place for them. That is our basic motto, and we want to give a small thing to the toy economy also. And we have to, I'm a mother of a toddler, so I know how Chinese toys impact these kids nowadays. So I want to bring a change in that way. So I like to connect with this SLM. So I'll just write a mail for you also, ma'am. I like to connect with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Anjana. In fact, we are working in both the clusters, the Chanpatna toy cluster as well as the Kinhal toy cluster. The Chanpatna toy cluster is being developed by EDII, and we are looking for a technical support agency to implement our toy cluster in Kinhal. We'll be shortly calling expression of interest, and we'd be very happy if you can participate in the startup challenge and become a resource for us. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I've already applied it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, this is just a suggestion. We just did a research study on Poland and what Poland has done with its wooden and toy sector. I would highly recommend you have a look. They've taken their $30 toys into 300 and 400 euros. And this year, they're at Index in Dubai, they were the most sold toy companies in the world. And they have only one cluster near Krakow. I really think if you look at that study, and I can get you some connects with their toy cluster to see how upvalued the cluster. Because I remember the director giving us a directive saying, toys are the one thing that people will pay the unlimited amount for. The value of bringing up a child is unbelievable, and how they've used technology and gamification with wooden toys is amazing. So my just humble request, if you can, there is studies on it. Please, if you could have a look, it'd be lovely. Madam,
yes, Sonia, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. We'd really appreciate and would study that. Madan, you are muted. We're not able to hear you.
Thank you, Sonia. I think there's a huge level of focus right from the PM's level itself to create more and more toys and upskill the whole upscale the whole toy industry, right? Yeah. Thank you. Arun?
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Arun, may I make a suggestion before?
Yeah.
So what I did when I realized when I was doing with the crafts and creative zones earlier was to create value addition along with that. What I meant work value addition, but number value addition. What we do, but we don't give them that aspirational level. The reason Telyani and all have all become a 1900 crore company a year is because we created that aspirational value. We didn't create much. We created a supply and demand play. So that's what I was requesting.
Terrific. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Arun.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Madan. Hello, everyone. This is Arun here, Arun Kumar. I'm glad to be here on this forum. I head a program called REACT, and this program is by EDII, and it is supported by Accenture. So the the intention of this program is to support women entrepreneurs. And currently we have about 6,500 women entrepreneurs to whom we are serving. And we are looking forward to reach the target of about 10,000 women entrepreneurs this year. And by 2025, we are looking for 40,000 women entrepreneurs to be, to be helped. And there are about 4 to 5 service areas that we are working on. So these are, as it has come, lot many times. Women entrepreneurs needs market linkages. So rural women entrepreneurs needs that. They also need a technological handholding to get on the platform of e-commerce and other digital way of selling their goods. Branding and product packaging, these are also certain things that needs to be done. So all in all, I have a team of about 15 people right now, and more people will be joining us. So I just wanted to share all the things that we are doing at this point, and also to see how we can work closely in some form of collaboration. So that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. Thank you. It's really wonderful to be here on this platform.
Thank you, Arun.
Thank you, Arun, and I hope that you do participate in the Startup Challenge.
Thank you.
Terrific.
Yes.
Thank you, Arun. And please do, all of you, please do spread the word around. I'm sure you know a lot more people in your networks, friend circle, professional circles. You can see there are tons of opportunities, and we want to really make this a movement and get as many people to work together as possible, because the nature of the challenges and the possibilities of solutions are so vast. And that's the beauty of this whole thing. I think we're almost at the end of the hour, and I see no other questions.
Hey, Madan, this is Prabhu here. Sorry, I joined late.
Hey, no problem. Hi.
Can I just take 2 minutes? What we do. So we are. I'm from Wow Technologies, based out of Bangalore, and our platform is Affiliatex. So what we do is we provide marketing platform for brands or manufacturers, wherein they will be able to sell their products through our reseller network. So currently we work with IRCTC, Flipkart, Amazon, Distillery, and multiple brands, enterprises, large enterprises. And as part of this, I think that we'll be able to contribute. I mean, listening to all of the conversations that I had right now, so we will be able to help women entrepreneurs who would like to sell their products. They can list our products on the platform, and on the other side, we can also bring an employment opportunity as well for women, especially in rural areas where they have challenge in terms of getting a job, and they have to shift to another city and so on. So it's like a digital platform where they can just have it on their mobile, and they can sell products, and they can make an earning. To just give you a perspective, the least that we have women making in our platform is about 10,000 a month, and then towards an upside of 50,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So we were just thinking, I mean, I think we have applied already, but I'll just check with our team. But it would be super exciting to empower women entrepreneurs out there for this particular initiative from us.
Thank you, Prabhu. Sounds great. These are exactly the kind of solutions that will go a long way.
Yes, and we are live already, so we can just bring in all the SHG groups because most of the time self-help groups actually, more from a financial perspective and so on. But then getting them an earning opportunity, getting them something that is not a full-time job, they can work part-time anytime they want, and our platform is like they'll people are used to Facebook, WhatsApp, and it's not that technical, right? They can just do here and there clicks, and they try to learn, figure out how to make a sell and make money out of it. So that's where we connect them, and it's a range of product categories and across tourism, travel, grocery, daily essentials, and everything. So I think we'll be able to help empower a lot of women out here, and then it'll be exciting to partner with for this initiative.
Terrific.
Thank you. We have applied already. I just got it.
Wonderful.
Thank
Okay. Forward.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. And we are also one of the winners of Startup Karnataka Elevate this time.
Okay.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. So looking forward for this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I know we are into a Saturday evening, but wonderful to see all the participation here and the enthusiasm. I don't want to hold you guys up for too long for your plans on the weekend. But before I hand it over to my colleague Geeta for some closing comments, ma'am, any thoughts or any final words?
Just overwhelmed with the kind of support that we are receiving from the startups, Madan, and I hope that the enthusiasm that we are seeing today also translates into the entries into the startup challenge. As we have discussed through this 1 hour, the women have the will to grow and the will to do a lot of things. They have products they don't know how to sell. They have products they don't know how to improve the quality. They have products they don't know how to, nicely package it so that it appeals to the eyes of the buyer. So I hope that with the startup challenge, we'll be able to, resolve the major challenges that we are facing today in the livelihood mission. Thank you.
Thank you. I think all of us at TIE are committed to making this work. And with that, let me get one of our biggest cheerleader for women entrepreneurs that we have in our system, Geeta. Geeta, few words from you as closing comments.
Sure. Thank you, Madan. Thank you for inviting me to this program. I would not have missed it for anything, for that matter. Dear Ms. Manjushri, it was a very, very enlightening and exciting discussion today. I learned a great deal about the SRLM Karnataka program, its mission, its services, and its various initiatives. It is extremely enlightening. It was enlightening experience for me. First of all, I would like to, thank Madan for bringing us this connection between the TIE, TWE, we call it, TIE Women Entrepreneurs Bangalore program, and connecting us with the SRLM program, the Rural Women Entrepreneurs. When he came to approach me about a couple of months ago, I had absolutely no idea what it is. And I thought it's just like any other TWE program, we can do it. But as I did more and more research, I realized that it's a totally different ballgame. It's not the same as, Madan, it's not the same as the TWE program. But to enlighten me about this, they invited me to visit your exhibition that took place in Bangalore National College grounds. It kind of completely gave me a total different perspective and inspiration to help these women. And I spoke to all of them. I visited all the stalls and I was quite inspired by that. And all this was made possible by your team. Probably you know all of them, Mr. Ajit Chako and Mr. Patil and Arjun. These are the people who committed to work with me. And because we need to learn from bottom up as to what your program is all about, and then design something that will really be of some value to your entrepreneurs. And of course, we are going to be planning to work with your natural leaders, as you said, or the community trainers, because I think they can speak the right language to communicate with your entrepreneurs, and we can train them and they can, but we will be supporting them and monitoring their progress. But I'm a Bangalore girl, although I've been in Boston for the past 30 years. So I speak Kannada, so I can also interact with the ladies and all that. And I think by listening to you and the Madan here, I'm pretty, convinced that we can add a lot of value. And Madan, we will take a bottom-up approach in this case and separately. And the thing that will excite me, I'm telling in front of my boss, Madan, president of Bangalore, that if we can take 4 or 5 of your top women entrepreneurs after our program is completed to the global competition, Madan, wouldn't that be fabulous?
Absolutely.
And I will personally coach them and train them as to how to compete in that competition. And that's my promise to you, Miss Manjushri. So again, thank you so much for coming to us and addressing our audience. And can you believe 50% of our registrants today, our participants today, are men? Yeah. The other 50% are women. So we are attracting everybody here. And thank you so much. And look forward to working with you, Madan, and your team. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, Geeta. Thank you. You're as energetic and enthusiastic as ever. And that's what keeps the whole gang going.
Yeah, Madan, can you believe this SRLM partnership with TWE Bangalore is going to be the #1 program in the world of this kind? So I'm so excited about that. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Great. So thank you, everyone. And Manjushri, I look forward to working with you and the team and really taking this to places.
Yes,
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And Madam Geeta, we see men who are committed to the cause of women who have registered here today. So
yeah,
happy to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they don't, we will drag them.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks to TIE Bangalore. Thanks to Madan Auru for organizing this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.